guys, so today I wanted to make a video of is the Model S or the Model 3 the right car for you? So Tesla's made a pretty good chart over here of what's the best car, and so why don't we go through this and talk about what's the right car for you? So if you want a new electric vehicle right now, then the Model S is definitely the car for you. Now, assuming that price and all is right, since the Model 3, you're going to be waiting for a really, really long time until you can get yours, since they're just so backlogged in production and there's just all sorts of issues with that. So, if you need a new car right now and if you can't afford it, then I'd say go for a Model S. Now, let's go on to the next one. That was just kind of one that I wanted to get out of the way. Let's talk about performance. So performance, it's pretty odd since a lot of people, they care so highly about performance. It's like a must in a car. But then there are other people that are just like, yeah, performance, all right, great. So if you are one who just needs that top of the line performance, then the Model S is the right car since you can get performance of 2.5 seconds 0 to 60, which is just insane. Now in the Model 3, over here they do say 5.1 is the best they can get, but the Performance Model 3 that is going to be coming out soon, that'll have a 0 to 60 of 3.5 seconds, which is also quite insane. But it's nothing like the 2.5 seconds. So if you're going for performance, then the Model S does beat you in that. Now in a lot of these things, the Model S will beat you, but I'll try to state where is the Model 3 going to be the better car. Now for range, Model S does have better range, and that is because of its way higher price point. And if you're someone... Now, actually, I want to talk about range in a certain way, in the context of the United States. So, in the US, there are thousands of superchargers, and you can pretty much get anywhere, even with the base range, since, well, you don't need that much range to get to the next supercharging destination. However, if you live, say, far from work, and you want to get to work and back without having to charge, then that is, I think, that the one case where you do need that longer range. So, I think that if you're living somewhere where the supercharger network is well developed, then you don't really need to go for that higher range. Just the lower range will do you just fine, because you all can also come and charge at home, and that's completely fine. It's not like charging a longer or shorter range car is gonna cost you more in any way. But anyways, that's kind of for range. So I don't really think that range is all that big of a distinguishing factor. But let's go on to supercharging. Now this one I think is quite a big factor. So in Model S you get free unlimited supercharging. Now that is if you do have a referral, and I'll include my referral below if you guys want to go and get a Model S. But the free unlimited supercharging can be a big deal for a lot of people. Now, someone who travels a lot, has to go on a lot of road trips, that free unlimited supercharging is great since, well, you can go wherever you want without having to pay for it. It's pretty much getting free gas. And that could make a big difference for someone that goes on a lot of road trips. And in the Model 3, you have to pay per use, which is still cheaper than gas, but it isn't all that much cheaper. So I'd say that if you are going on a lot of road trips, then that free unlimited supercharging could make quite a big deal for you. But if not, then I don't think that that's really all that big of a deal. The pay per use isn't gonna kill you, since it's only like a few cents per kilowatt hour. Now the capacity for people. So, I like to put it's a pretty complicated one here, since the Model S can technically seat 7 people, but 2 of those will have to be children, and these are like children under the age of 5 or something, since those rear-facing seats are they're quite small. Also, the rear-facing seats are an additional cost in the configurator, so you want to watch out for that. And if you do get those rear-facing seats, then you get less cargo area, since that kind of folds into the the under the bed space that you have there. So say you're someone who's got kids who have grown up, or you just don't have kids, then I'd say, don't worry about the two children. Just assume that they both have the same amount of seating. I've sat in both the Model S and the Model 3, and I don't think that the legroom in the rear is different in any ways for either car. Even though the Model 3 is a smaller car, I think that you have the same legroom in both the Model 3 and the Model S. So let's go on to cargo. Now, for cargo, the Model S does have quite a lot more, almost, actually double the cubic feet of the Model 3. Also, you've got the power liftgate in the Model S, which is kind of just nice to have. But yeah, so if you do, I guess for daily shopping, the cargo space is going to make a big difference. But if this is going to be your main car, and you go out, you buy furniture, really anything that's big, it's good to have a Model S since you can just fit so much more in it. Now, let's go on to displays. Now, this is not really a big deal unless you're someone that really does need that dashboard in front of you. So there are two digital displays in the Model S, and that is there's one right in front of you, basically where your speedometer and all is in a normal car. And the Model 3 only has one display, which is in the center, and that also shows your speed and everything. So you kind of have to look down every time you want to see the speed. So I really like the display in front of you, since that's so much easier to look at. But, going to the future, there probably won't be that display since, everything's going to be self-driving. So Model 3 is looking to the future, but that's not a future for a few years down the line. So I'd say, wait off on that if possible. But yeah, that's a personal thing to look at. Now, these are just kind of Model 3 specs. So just in summary, I like to talk about the biggest thing about these, and that is that the Model S starts at about $70K, and the Model 3, in the end, it's going to start at about $35K. And the Model S is double the price of the Model 3. Now, if you really are looking for that top-of-the-line Tesla experience, full luxury, you want that long car with the storage space, the seating, all of that stuff, then the Model S is the car for you. But, if you're just looking for an electric car for every day, it's still an amazing car, then the Model 3 is the car for you. Now, I talked through a lot of different specifics in this video, and really it depends on what is the best for you and what car suits your needs best. So, look at the price, look at these different features in the car, and then I think is the right time to make your decision. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button because there's a lot of great content coming up. See you in the next one.